Ephesians 5:11 says, "Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, rather expose them." Woke Madness Pride book featuring granddads in bondage gear shown to 4-year-olds. Now, some claim that I have to dig hard to find this information, but I don't, because it popped up on a popular news feed, so I don't have to dig at all. It just pops up whenever I look at the news. And I'll repeat that again for you. Woke Madness Pride book featuring granddads in bondage gear shown to 4-year-olds. Yes, 4-year-olds, and there's a picture there. Love is love is love. Trans rights, equality for all. Love is love. With love comes responsibility. It's not just about love, is it now? You know, it's a selfish love that was being proclaimed here. And not only that, it's a grandfather, a granddad, Grandads Pride, who's supposed to be protecting children. Children look at the granddads as, you know, some cuddly figure who's wise. And they go to granddad for granddad love, which is a responsible love, not a sexual love. And this is children now that they're using granddads to promote this sexual immorality to children of 4 years old. And if you think this is acceptable, then I'm sorry, but I just either you've been brainwashed or there's something, you know, or, you know, are you one of these who like to stand in front of children wearing bondage gear as a granddad? Or do you think that's normal? A Pride book featuring older men in bondage gear has sparked outrage after it was shown to 4-year-old children. Parents with children at Genesis, are you ready for this? Genesis preschool in Hull raised concerns with staff after it was revealed pupils had been exposed to the images. And how ironic, Genesis. In the book of Genesis, we read about the global worldwide judgment of God on the wickedness of men. And in the book of Genesis, we read, after God had sent a worldwide flood and destroyed mankind and anything which breathed through its nostrils that was not on the ark, we read when they got off the ark that God put a sign, a covenant, made a covenant, and he put his rainbow. Every time you see the rainbow when it rains, it's a reminder and a covenant that God will no longer flood the earth and destroy man. It won't happen again. Yes, there'll be local floods, etc., but that will not happen again. So it was a sign, or it is a sign of judgment and of covenantal promise concerning the wickedness of man and concerning the promises of God. And yet the wickedness of man is now twisting, as they do, the word of God and twisting God's natural laws, man and woman, Adam and Eve, not Steve and Steve or Jane and Jane or whatever. And here we have it here again now. They're coming after your children. They march down the streets dancing, saying they're coming after the children. The videos are all there, folks. You don't have to dig long and hard to find them. They just pop up in your feed. A staff member checked with parents if they were happy for the children to see the contents of the book, Grandads Pride. However, a parent took exception to images of partially naked men in leather bondage gear. Will and Maria Taylor removed their child from the school amid the distribution of the book. Mr. Turner told Whole Life, we identified 2 images of men who are partially naked in leather bondage gear. One has a leather codpiece moulded tightly around his crotch and a studded dog collar around his neck and knee-high boots. Yes, yes, people, to 4-year-olds. Preschool. The sexualising your children. The main and most immediate concern is that children have been exposed to at least 2 age-inappropriate sexual or erotic images of a man in what can only be reasonably described as bondage, fetish, BDSM gear. Now, if this also was a book and in it was a woman or 2 women or a woman and a man with cod pieces on and a thong, knee-high boots, wearing a bra or whatever, this would still be outrageous. This is preschool children. Why suddenly are they trying to sexualise our children or grandchildren? Because they're trying to get them. They are coming after them to condition them, to sexualise them. You know what's coming next, folks? Paedophilia normalisation. It's coming. This is what it's all about. Love is love, folks. No responsibility of the kind of love which they're pushing in their worldview. Love is love is love is love. I love you, you love me. Let's all do it, baby. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter what sex you are. Let's all do it. Let's all just do it all together with little kiddies. Let's condition them. Paedophilia is soon to be normalised. We even now have them trying to normalise it in the classroom. Basically saying it's just a sexual orientation and love is love is love. I've done a video on that, by the way. I'm not just making that up. But obviously you think I'm a hater now, don't you? Because I'm exposing this. The Bible calls me to expose this. I've just read it to you. Expose what is done in darkness. Expose it. A member of staff defended the images, arguing children would not understand the sexualised nature of the pictures. Well, if children won't understand the sexualised nature of the pictures, why are you showing it to them? That's a contradiction, isn't it? If they're not going to understand the contents of the book, why are you showing it to them? Therefore, you accept it's beyond the scope of understanding of preschool or any child, really. Maybe, well, 13, 14 might understand it. 12, they probably just laugh at it. And they'll accept that's just sickos. I mean, why would you show children old men in? I just can't understand it, and yet you'll be out there saying I'm a hater. Unbelievable. The tailors claimed a child's lack of understanding does not exonerate staff for showing pupils the book, correct? The nursery's trustees later confirmed the book had been removed while a safety audit was being conducted. I'm surprised these parents didn't have the children taken off them. In Canada, if you're a parent and a child comes to you and just tries to say, I think I might be what I'm not, or I am what I'm not, etc., etc., even though I was born a biological male or biological female, I want to go and have, I want to try and do something I can't do, but and that is, become a man or a woman or a fake man, a transgender man or a transgender woman or a transgender boy or a transgender girl. In Canada, if that parent or a counsellor in Canada after someone comes to them, but the parent could lose their children if they insist on trying to help the child get out of this gender dysphoria or get treatment for it. And in Canada, it's illegal for counsellors to counsel anybody who even goes to them, and they can lose their licence or whatever. That's Canada, folks, and it'll soon be here in the UK. It's already here in the UK with Grandad and a codpiece and knee-high length boots, and it's being promoted to children in books. The literature reporter remains widely available at bookstores. And there he is, an image of the book's author, Harry Woodgate. Oh, you couldn't make it up, could you, folks? No, you certainly couldn't. Certainly couldn't. The book has a 4+ reading age. Why has it got a 4+ reading age, even if those who are reading it to the kids and promoting it accept that 4+ year olds can't understand anyway? This is details the story of Millie spending the summer at her granddad's cottage by the seaside. I wonder what's going on in there in lots of granddad's cottages, or old men's cottages, with little girlies and little boys going to visit them. And there they are, reading them a little book. Normalising sexualising of children. Millie later finds her granddad and Gramps' old pride flag in the attic. She is told what pride is and then plans a march in the village. Oh dear. The Book Trust, which promotes children reading, has already warned parents the illustrations in Grandads Pride include realistic depictions of what a pride march might look like, including a person dressed in adult leatherwear, and some images which are culturally sensitive. Parents and carers should read the book before sharing. Yes, and it's promoted as a children's book. Promoted as a children's book. Let that one sink in. And we've got the pictures, which I'll put across the screen. You know. And they're talking about pride. Share the message that everyone should be treated with equality and respect. Yes, they should. That includes these little children. Before you start showing them. Grandad in the islands and a codpiece and half naked. Welcome to Pride. The Village Pride, we need your help. Love is love is love. Love is love is love. And there's a guy there in a pair of shorts as well. You know, in Pride, it's the only time of the year at a gay pride meeting when you can walk around showing your arse to little children and exposing yourself. We've seen it all. Shaking their asses, shaking them asses. Every other time of the year, every other day of the year, you get done for exposure. It's a bit like with the Halloween. It's acceptable to take sweets off strangers for kids, but any other time of the year, it's not allowed. Sad, oh sad. Very sad indeed. This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at.